Let's catch up now with the Shadow Minister for Defence Industry. Phil Thompson joins us from his hometown of Townsville. Good to talk to you, Phil. Tell us about your concerns as someone who's fought for this country on the battlefields in the Middle East. What are your concerns about the Islamic State families, the so-called ISIS brides trying to get back here?
Well, I think it's quite clear that these are not just ISIS brides, these are ISIS members, and they have willingly gone to support a terrorist group who has made extreme killings. They have murdered people, they have waged war with the West, and there's been some of these ISIS members who have said on their X account or Twitter account that they should still kill people and attack non-believers. I don't think they should be returning to Australia. I think that the Prime Minister has misled the country with the first lot that came home where he said he wasn't helping out, but he actually was. And then with this group who are looking to come back, him and Tony Burke have said, they've got nothing to do with it, but his close political ally is trying to deliver passports to them, and they are involved. I don't think it's in the best interest of this country, and we should be putting Australians first and making sure that those that don't represent us, don't have our same values, should not be coming back to Australia.
Is there any reason, is there any justification for the secrecy here? The Prime Minister today refusing to confirm or deny whether there were 2 more Australian women in those Islamic State camps?
Well, I think the secrecy goes on the back of a person you cannot trust. I do not trust this Prime Minister, and for him to not be upfront with the Australian people should be of grave concern to all of us, because if he can't tell us what's occurring because he wants to be dishonest, then there's normally a reason for it. There should not be, he should be open with the Australian people. That's his job as the Prime Minister. Should be telling us exactly what's occurring. He's not. Therefore, we should be pushing him to be public about it, and I believe, and it's my strong opinion, and many veterans and sensible people around the country, that if these ISIS members have gone willingly to support a terrorist group, they should not be allowed back just because the person they went and married or fought next to has now been killed. That doesn't mean they get a free pass and come back to Australia.
Yeah, well, they didn't want to come back when the caliphate was still up and running. They only wanted to come back now when they've lost the war and they're stuck in internment camps. So it's pretty hard to swallow their so-called change of heart. But what about the children? We've heard from the children today. Obviously, the children haven't committed these crimes. They haven't made these choices. Is there anything that could be done or should be done there?
I know previously when there was orphans, there was a pathway to repatriate orphans, but I know this might sound callous, but my belief is no. That this is a group that went over to fight and support ISIS. Yes, I understand that they've now had children, but they are with their parent, and no, I don't think they should be able to return. The ISIS is ISIS is a failed project. They went to fight. It didn't work out. They have lost. People have been killed. Innocents have been beheaded, tortured, lit on fire. I don't believe we should be opening the door to have those people back in our country.
Yeah, I suspect that most of the country agrees with you, Phil. I just want to get you on another issue while you're there. You've campaigned so strongly as a veteran yourself in politics for proper processes when it comes to investigations, trials and the like of alleged war crimes by our diggers. Why is this dragging on so long? Why does this pall hang over so many in our Defence Forces?
Well, it shouldn't be dragging on this long. The Brereton report was not a brief of evidence. It was a report given to the Chief of Defence Force with some allegations in it. And we live in a country where you are innocent until proven guilty, except with some media outlets, I'm glad to say not this one, who's been labelling our veterans and those that have served in our name in Afghanistan as war criminals. And I think that's disgraceful. This has dragged on for far too long. It's it's cost the taxpayer a lot of money, but more importantly, it's cost the veterans and their families a whole lot more. Now, the government needs to tell the OSI to either lay charges and allow those people to have their day in court, or they need to be wound up and stopped. Now, I know the government comes out and says, oh, they're an independent group and they're working within independent parameters. Well, that's incorrect, because the OSI is funded by the taxpayer. It's your money. It's the people of Australia's money. This shouldn't be dragged on. I want to see our veterans get back to living the lives that they deserve, not having this cloud hanging over their head.
Yeah, the problem there is you refer to other reporting. One of those, of course, is Ben Roberts-Smith, and it means that these allegations have now been tested in an Australian court, but only through a civil court with a lower burden of proof. And it's a pretty unsatisfactory way to deal with such grave allegations.
Yeah, I think it's quite disappointing that because it was in a different court with the lower threshold, that they're allowed to label people with names that haven't been proved in a criminal court.
Yeah.
Now, if the OSI or the AFP or anyone decides that they have evidence to charge, to convict, then they should do it. If they don't, they should drop it and actually inform the people who have been named as people of interest that they're no longer people of interest and they can get on with living their lives, because I just think it's quite unfair.
Phil, thanks for joining us. Justice delayed is justice denied, as they say. Phil Thompson there is the Shadow Minister for Defence Industry. He's from Townsville, which is where his electorate is, the garrison town of Townsville. He is an Army veteran himself.